Hi, welcome to Ocean Yumi's channel. Oh my days. It's been a very interesting morning. Very interesting. I cannot say I am surprised. No, I'm not surprised. And on top of that, um, right, at first I was gonna include the light body chiefess on this one, but I think on this one I'm not gonna include on this one because I think the jaguar right thing, like normally I don't do the trend and talk about it when it happens, but in this case, because this very serious what happened, and I'm gonna see if I could get some videos up so I can go through. I'll go through the aftermath part because this morning I I watched King Payne talk to Jaguar Wright and Solar, and it was very intriguing, as you can see by the videos that I put up. It's very intriguing. Why I say that? Because Jaguar was bigging up Solar, and no, first she just talking, then she was bigging up Solar, and then Kingpin. I think when she started talking about Solar, Kingpin kind of tuned in a little more. You know what I mean? You can see his ears picked up, and he was listening very intensely because he was kept asking Solar, "What are you doing for Jaguar? Like Jaguar's doing all these things for you. What are you doing for her?" And Solar didn't answer the question. He was going around in circles and all that stuff. Anyways, as the day progresses, then we then I think she did she talked about the story of her husband putting a gun out on her and all this. So I do have the bit where King Payne was talking to Jaguar and Solar. I think it's the more interesting part, and the husband also speaking up. Who else do I have? Let me see. I- I'm just gonna put them up so I can put them up on the screen. Just wait for them to upload. So basically, really would like to have some voices in the chat as well to what you think of the situation with Jaguar. Do you think it is a mental health thing? Because I think one, it could be a mental health thing with her. Two, she is getting gaslight. She was getting gaslighted on the side by Solar. The husband also confirms a few things which a few people were saying on other lives to what was going on because I feel that the husband was fed up with the situation, i.e., um, you know, this man's in his house for one. What is he doing here? Like, why haven't he got nowhere to go? I would think that would be what the husband's thinking. Um, on top of that, from what I'm guessing, right, they were having problems within their marriage from before all this started. So, by Solar inserting himself, I'm gonna say just inserting himself, right? I feel he made it worse. Made it worse. Why I say he made it worse? Because, right, like right, I'll give you a proverb which the old people always used to say. They say you never insert yourself in husband and wife business. You keep well away out of it. Okay, even if you know what's going on with the husband and wife, you never insert yourself unless it's a different kind of situation. Yeah. So he, I feel he's been probably taking Jaguar from certain stuff in, you know, her being with her husband and stuff. Because you know, when you're with your husband, you haven't really got time to be around anybody else most of the time, unless like you're going out on a girls' night out or whatever. Not only that, right? If a person takes you out of your routine when the man or the man's used to having his routine, and then this man comes along or young person comes along and completely messes up the rhythm of the house. On top of that, right in the aftermath, if I think when I do show it, he also he also talks bad about her family later on. Though he's talking all these good stuff about her, he's talking bad things about her family, how their houses are untidy and this and that and the other and the other and the other. There is a lot of manipulation going on. He was doing a lot of manipulation, not manipulating, um, from my perspective. I really feel that there was a lot going on behind the scenes. Maybe, well, luckily because Jaguar puts up lives a lot, so you can see the change in her from when she went to meet him in Shaka Zulu's house till now. There is a difference. Um, though she's very manic anyway, most times, but this time is it's overly over manic. I think it's dramatic, let's say, but you'll see. Anyways, I'm gonna play some of the stuff. I think at first think it's the husband. No, I'm gonna play King Pain first. I'm gonna start off with that first because then you can see how he tries to talk his way out of stuff when questioned. Because Kim Payne asking specific questions and he didn't answer the questions at all. So let me put on the King Payne one. She put him out. Okay, and then she put me out. Okay, yeah. And then she put you out. Well, that's a very short one. That's a short one. Let me see if I got a longer one. Okay, as I can't do the King Payne one, but you see it on the channel anyway, right? You put the banners up. So we're going to show the husband talking. No, I'm going to show the husband talking. Going to show the aftermath. Then Solar says his side because he's standing near the car, and the husband says his side while Jaguar's getting arrested. It's uploaded. It's not got uploaded yet. So we'll show Solar putting his 10 pence. Try to see what time it is. This what time it is. This what time it is. Y'all see what time it is? All right, I'm set. Tough guy so now. What the hell was all that? What's the point of that? You was on the floor getting beaten up. Well, the man, I guess we could talk about it now. The man who has been beating on, threatening, and
Jaguar Wright's face, and y'all ain't even know it. Jaguar's really good at exposing people, but Jaguar has been under a very heavy attack, whether y'all know it or not.
His looks look dirty.
No, this one's not Jay-Z. No, this one's not Honeycomb. This one ain't got too much to do with Big L. This one has to do with her husband. This one has to do with her husband.
Can't hear you, dude. Yeah, sorry. Anyways, yes. Hi, Alexis. Yes. So he's a big time coward in my book. I mean, I've always said that from the beginning. I've said that you can look back on my lives. I've said he was a coward from the beginning, and it just so happens this happened, and we see it in real time now. We see what a coward he is because he let her. He well, he let her protect him. Right? He didn't protect her, but he said that he was there to protect her. He didn't protect her at all. In fact, like I said, he gaslighted her. He manipulated her. He's inserted himself into a relationship, into a marriage that probably was already going through the windmill anyway, but then he made it worse because, like, you're gonna hear that what the husband, and I think I put it up, I can't remember. The husband explained that how, right, they were drinking more stuff and doing more things regular, up all night and all that, saying, it's very much a situation of whispering in the wife's ear kind of business, you know, um, because he speaks bad about the husband as well. Because he said, "Oh yeah, he's probably at home on the PlayStation, whatever, whatever, whatever." Right? But the husband probably put up with a lot. It probably was building up for a long time. Okay, from when they left Shaka Zulu's house, it's probably been building up from then. At first, the husband might have been okay with the young man being there, which is normal. But then the young man's there longer than he should be. So I feel, and this is my own opinion now, that the husband was already telling her, like, like he needs to go, because people when they're living in your house, you have a whole routine and you're doing your stuff or whatever. And then there's this third person there, which means your routine, everything changes, or whatever you normal would do changes. And I feel that's how it is with what happened with this situation. And on top of that, I believe Jaguar was mothering him a lot. She started calling him nephew and all this stuff. And I feel there's probably a lot more going on behind the scenes, but it came out to the forefront on social media. Now, what I'm also going to play is the husband point of view. I think the husband's point of view.
She came up here and assaulted me while I was at a fucking barbershop. Her and fucking goddamn me, Solar, came to the barbershop where I was sitting there resting in peace after the fucking cops was called on me. Fucking bruised me and fucking assaulted me. Come up here acting a fucking fool. Throwing Giovanni's ashes out the car, calling niggas bitches and hoes. Come up here acting a fucking donkey. Didn't fucking leave. And somebody else called the cops on her. Somebody else called the cops on her. I can't calm her down. I can't calm her down. They came up here and assaulted me. Her and motherfucking me, Solar, came up here and assaulted me at the motherfucking barbershop. I never called the laws on my wife. She did this to herself. Hanging out with that motherfucker nigga in the back of that motherfucking car. Solar. Fucking motherfucking sex cultists. Talking about I love you, I love you. They fucking drinking and everything. They both fucking drunk as fuck. Fucking doing fucking lives and shit with motherfucking King Payne. Talking about me, I put guns and shit out. I didn't put no gun on her. She didn't tell y'all the truth. She grabbed that motherfucker and said she should shoot me in the motherfucking head. She get the shit over with. Cause I ain't worth shit to her. I ain't worth shit to her, huh? No value, huh? And you do me like this? Right with that motherfucker? Got you involved in this shit? What the fuck, bro? You tripping. Now both y'all niggas locked up, you beating yourself up in the goddamn cop car. Now you leaving. What the fuck, babe? Y'all pray for her. Please pray for her. Please pray for her.
Now, what when you hearing how he said that now, right? He said that how right they'll be up drunk all night, and they'll be doing the most, really spiritual, being drunk like that. Yes, they'll be very drunk. So this how he's acting. This is how it used to be in carbonation, right? Where nature will be up all night. Basically, he's replaying stuff from from the cult. Basically, um, he hasn't he's never gone off the track of the cult. Really, he's always sort of stayed on the routine of the cult because he also has a routine. So when he goes around to people, he thinks he's the savior and all that stuff and all that stuff. And, you know, he is none of that. So as others, and I agree with them too, right, they were trauma bonding, right? So Jaguar has her problems. Solar has his problems. That's extra problems. And it just got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And I believe, like I said, right, when someone else is in your house, right, and you're used to doing your own thing, you're used to walking around your space, you don't have to think about whoever else. I think he was making it weird for the husband as well. So people were saying, oh, maybe like they were together, her and Solar, but I don't think so. I don't think it went that far. Maybe she does be out with him a lot. Maybe she does be out with him a lot and all that stuff. But he was coming over like though he's some kind of spiritual guru or something that she needs. So man, it's crazy out here on the YouTube streets right now. And this whole thing started from about 9 something my time, and now it's gotten into this almost 12, well, 11, 12 o'clock my time. So it's almost nearly a whole full day this has been going on, a whole day, probably morning time over that side, but or night time, whatever. Um, it's been going on a whole full day, um, back and forwards, back and forwards. Um, I feel that how the blood's got hot, and then but she did actually fight. fight her husband for solar. She literally fight her husband for solar. She took out her child's ashes out of the urn and threw it on her husband. Then she went in the car and she was draping herself in the ashes and shouting, and she's gonna blow up, and what she ain't gonna blow up, and what she is gonna blow up. It's something. It's like wow. It's like solar brings negative energy with him wherever he goes. It's a fact, right? That's why even now, Janae, those she's in her situation. For those who don't know Janae's position, she's actually pregnant. She's 4 months gone now, right? And even when he was with Janae, he didn't last, right? Then he left from Janae, then he went to a Velvet, and I don't know, that didn't last. And now he finds himself with Jaguar. But I feel like I said, he using her. He was using her for clout and hyping her up and all this stuff. Even in the live, people said, "But you was hyping her up." He was hyping her up. He's like, "No, she's her own woman," and da da da. But he was hyping her up. You see it. He was like, even when she was singing, she was shouting. She wasn't singing. So he he he's the one who stir up the pot in the first place, which is what carbonation does on general anyway. They stir up shit, and then the people fight, and this is exactly what happened. I feel in this case right here. So it's just it is one of those times when you just say to yourself how crazy this all is. Oh, hi Nagajini. You just says how crazy this thing is. This thing has her mental has spiraled out of control because of one person. And we're not picking on him, it's just like because we know where he's come from, the cult link. So we're not exactly gonna ease up on who he is, but he definitely, I for sure can say, on most of the lives, he hypes her up, he gaslighting and all that. He was doing a lot, and he didn't protect her. He didn't protect Jaguar at all. He didn't. He didn't. He didn't. Jaguar tried to protect him when the husband had him on the floor beating him up. She tried to protect him. She was rushing in and trying to get him off, and then even she started fighting the husband afterwards when the husband moved away from Solar. Okay, so if you look at what was going on in the video closely, you'll see how it from when she reached in the car park, what was said in the car park, to when they went near the shops, and what kicked off after that. Because I mishappens because Solar went to the shop where the guy was, whether they was gonna do their hair there or whatever the case may be. Well, I know like he got driven there, but it just turned into shit. He, by the time they got to that place, that's when it just went left after that, right? Because I think the guy was telling him to move from the mirror, the window, and he said, "No, no, no, I'm here. I'm recording. I'm protecting her. I'm protecting her. I'm protecting her. I'm protecting her." She was protecting you. She's been protecting you. She's been standing up. She's been mentioning your name on everything, everything, literally. So she was more protecting you. You weren't protecting. You didn't do nothing. You just stood there. And then when the man rushed you, even when you was getting beaten up, she was protecting you. So, so I know that the cult is used to the women going on the forefront for them all the time, and this is how it is, you know. So I'm just like, um, I'm not gonna be talking to myself anyway. Let me try putting the what's it, StreamYard thing, because I always end up talking to myself, which is not good. My voice hurts sometimes, and I think I got a slight coughing going on here. So yeah. So anyone wants to jump up and put their 5 pence in on this one, I would love to hear what you gotta say. What's your opinion? What's your opinion on the whole Jaguar getting arrested, um, Solar being around them, um, you know, hopefully, I mean, like in his mind, he said that how she's not she got taken in the ambulance, but that's okay. But she still be charged. She's still gonna be charged. She probably had to sleep overnight in the in the jail space. She just now, not too long, said she came out of prison not too long ago. So how is that gonna look on her record? How is it gonna look on her record? She just not too long come out already, and now he's back in that place again. Okay, so I don't know what else to say. So anyone wants to jump on, you can jump on anytime. I give a little while because I normally don't do panels or stuff normally, but in this case, this is a time for it. Just check and see if he's not come back on live. But yeah, he's mad craziness. So I don't know what else to say on that point. Really, I feel like I said everything. Does anyone else not have no points? Because if not, I could shut it down. It's fine, because like I ain't forcing nothing. Um, so it's a crazy one. It's a crazy day, and I even forgot how much points I had when I come up on here. I forgot the points that I had in my head. But the most important points I put out anyway about the manipulation and the gaslight, because those are the most important points that have to be said, said out loud, you know. So I'm sure other reactors, channel holders are going to be on this anyway. So I definitely going to be listening to all the other reactors and the channel holders. Yeah, her husband does need to divorce her. But you know what? It seems like the husband was supporting her for the like he seemed like he was there driving her around and everything else. And like he seemed like he was just, like being supportive husband. That's what I feel when I see her and him. Because she'll be driving and he'll be in the passenger seat, or he'll be driving and she'll be talking on the live. So I mean, it's a kind of a partnership thing going on. But the fact that this morning when she said that he pulled a gun out on her, he pulled a gun out on her, which probably, I mean, I don't rate DV anyway on any level. I don't rate it. Whether you have PTSD, CDSD, LSD, whatever you want to call it, right? It doesn't give you the right to put out stuff on 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 the person, right? Fair enough, right? PTSD is the majorest ones because that, when they're going into, when they come from war and stuff like that, right? So they need therapy consistently. So um yeah, she said it was his PTSD that made him pull out the gun on her, right? That's how she described it in the live. And um but then Solar said he pulled out the gun on both of them. But Jaguar said no, Jaguar said that he pulled out the gun on her. He aimed it between her on in her forehead. She said that's what happened. So Solar didn't step up then neither, even though you wouldn't step up with a person with a gun, would you? So it's a lot to it's a when people talk about unpacking, that's what I feel like I'm doing. I'm just taking things out little piece, because yeah. So I feel something must have happened today to make that happen. Well, vets have horrible PTSD. This is just wow. Yes, they do have horrible PTSD. They do. But um, boy, all I know is from me watching them, because I use observation a lot. From me watching them, right, there was a build up. It's been building up because Solo's been with them for like, people said, a couple weeks. It feels longer than a couple weeks though. It feels longer than that. There was always a build up. There was a build up from that time. So something's bound to give. Something was bound to give sooner or later. She was like she was losing her head on the live. Every time she came on a live, she was hyped. She was hyped like she's on something. She was just hyped big time. Now, bear in mind, Solar said that he laced Nature Boy's sense media, right? He's Reggie, right? So he he could have sprinkled something, little something into her smokes. Who knows? So that could be another reason, because she was very, very, very too much. Um, she just hyped more than usual. That's what I thought. Hyped up. Yes, she was hyped up more than usual. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Normally, I just say my five, whatever I got to say, and come off anyway. Most times, but really, the next one will be like on the oh, okay. The next one be more on the scamming women in Uganda. That's the one I want to hit up on more, really. But this one is serious because this is a mental health thing, literally. And though it is watching a crazy train wreck, which it is a train wreck. It's a train wreck. So even like even though it's setting the internet mad right about now, because everybody's gonna be on that. But at the same time, when if you're looking at it logically, you can see from when it starts to when it comes to this, right? So she, I feel um, man, she was, I don't know, she probably is going through what she's going through as well. Losing a son, which I don't know when that happened. Losing a son, um, because she had the ashes she flung on herself. Losing the son, I don't know. There could be a lot of factors to what was going on, you know. And she just holding on to Solar. He's like the savior. He's like the therapist for her. The therapy for her. Okay. Oh, my asthma's playing up now. Yeah, her guru. He was coming over like a guru. And a doctor, yes. He was trying he has issues himself. He Yes. What's the matter? What's wrong with your ears? What's wrong with your ears? What? What's the matter? Oh, hold on a minute. What's the matter? What's wrong with your nose? I ain't got this. Where's the tissue? Your nose plugged up. You want to spray the thing under your nose? You can't have the light on. You can't go to sleep. Good night. Okay. Yeah, like a priest. Sorry, the baby's not too good, so he'll like, so if I would come off, it's because the baby's either coughing too much or something. Because we keep catching blinking bugs now. I don't know why. So, um, or germs from outside. I don't. It's crazy. So, yeah, that's why she was calling herself the Grand Chiefess, or the chief, not the Grand Chiefess. She was calling herself the Priestess of Carbonation, but she's been saying that. She's been saying that. So, but yeah, like I said, if my baba starts coughing or sounding funny, I'm jumping off. Okay, it doesn't matter who's on the panel, I'm jumping off. I would have to kick you off the panel and go see after my baby girl. Cause she's like, yeah, it's because the place keeps getting cold, hot and cold. No, cold, very very cold, snowy cold. So yeah, but back to Jaguar White. So, like I said, Sola believes that how because she went into the ambulance and she didn't go into the police station. No, didn't go into the police car. That she's okay, but they probably sectioned the woman or something because she was shouting a lot. They might section her. Who knows? They might put her in an overnight cell and all that. But This is very severe for her. And my belief is that how, because, which I said, I think, I can't remember the day before, week before, day before, this week, can't remember. The industry might not touch her because she's dealing with a cult person, even though the industry is weird anyway and cultish anyway. They might not deal with her because of what's happening. You know, sometimes when the stars or whoever get all this criminality thing, right? Right, that makes you untouchable on certain ways. And she have been out for a long time. Then she comes back out, and all this is happening. Just ain't right, is it? So yeah, I just think I just like I think it's mental health, right? I'm just gonna call it. It's mental health, psychosis, all sorts of things going on with her, and Solar just added to the problem, including probably relationship problems as well. And he just come and he just put himself in it, and it's on to this business. So you know, but yeah, there's not really a there's a lot to say, but I'm gonna watch because I might have to do a part two because you know me, I don't like to just come up here and just speak out my 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 offices and not have nothing to back it up or say what I'm gonna say or done some type of something research something because then it makes more sense, right? Because even though like we could laugh and kiki at her behavior, which is all well and good, it's just the seriousness of it, right? Mental health and abuse is the most serious thing in the community. Well, every community globally. I keep saying our community because I'm part of our community. So I don't know about anybody else's community, but I know in our community it is one of the biggest problems. So um she definitely has little things going on with her there, little things. Um they say the first thing to mental health is when the hygiene goes and when there is manic behavior. Um she might have schizophrenia, maybe. I wouldn't say she's bipolar because she doesn't give off bipolar. It's more like schizophrenia. She's yeah, those are the two. Well, those are what's one of the symptoms that I've come to see in her, and it's because she's smoking as well. It's even worse because that even makes it worse. The marijuana makes it worse because that also adds to the psychosis. Okay, even though people say it calms them down, sometimes it doesn't calm you down. It does something to the chemical, something in your within the body, and then there's a chemical imbalance, and then you get the problem. Most probably most times. Let me chat properly now. Let me talk proper English because like being me's from England as well. English girl, right? When you smoke too much marijuana, it also does something to the left and right atmosphere of the brain. So it does certain stuff to your brain, and it causes a chemical imbalance there too. So I think, don't quote me on it, as or this is what I remember from reading some of the stuff on it. Oh, most of the time they call the schizophrenia catatonia. That's a blackouts, all that stuff. So she could have probably had a blackout and all that stuff. Who knows? So I won't know because I'm not an expert. So anybody who's an expert could come out of the bushes and tell me about the mental health thing and go into detail because I feel that's one point. That's one thing is kind of not spoken about. That's another thing that's not spoken about. mental health. Mental health don't be spoken about. And now we are seeing it playing out on the internet, where people are using the internet as their therapists. The internet is not the therapist, and she was doing that a lot, calling out names and stuff, even though we know they are part of the aluminum. We know that already. We know they are part of the aluminum. But if people saw your greater good, they will stand in front of a bullet for you. Solar didn't do that. He didn't do that. He stood one side. He shied a little bit, gave it all that. He didn't even step in front. It's not until when her husband rushed him, must have chucked him on the floor and beat him up. He didn't even do nothing then. So what is that saying? Not only is he selfish, he's a coward. He's up his arse. And then he's still speaking so-called consciousness, or so he thinks. So he thinks. Consciousness is how it looks like, wearing grills in his head, not saying too much. But yet still, as the woman sitting in the police station doing the overnight thing, he's standing outside doing a live. Laughable, anyways. But if I don't stay on here long, I would have to do a part 2 to this, because I've got loads of homework to do tomorrow. I can't even do this. If I don't do this tomorrow, I'll probably have to do another one, or you can leave comments underneath videos, which is easier because then I can just read your comments and your thoughts. Hello? What's up? Are you okay? Oh, okay. See, so yeah, I'll just leave your opinions and your thoughts, and then we will communicate in the comment section, because it is going on 2 now. This is late. I would never do a live at this time, but I thought, because of the situation being what it is, and I know I didn't do a lot of talking today because normally I have a lot to say, but my mind's otherwise so kind of engaged right now with classes and stuff, so I got out of my head. So, yes. So I feel, though this is a small live, it's not going to be a big live, right? Which is fine. I don't really need a co-host or nobody right now or whatever, but um maybe the next one you lot could come up on the panel and you lot could speak your piece on this. Okay, I'll just open up and you can speak your piece, basically. I won't do no introductions. I'll just say whatever, then you can come up and say what you gotta say. Because I feel we all have an opinion on this situation right now, because we all grew up and knows about Jaguar, know about Jaguar, right? Keep saying Jaguar. Jaguar, right? Knows, and this is not looking good for her right now. This is not looking good for her. Okay. So with that said, I am literally gonna come off because like the time and stuff. And I hope everybody takes care of themselves, you know what I mean? This is very funny times. So Empress, Quaint, Alexis, Naga, Chini, Miss Apples. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna come out or take my time. I'm gonna come off and I'll come back on again, and I'll let you know when I'm gonna do the live on the community tab, so that you lot can come onto the panel and you lot can speak your sound your voices, because you lot are important. You have an important role to sound your voices, your opinions where this is concerned, because we all grew up on musics from peoples from the past, and to see them go down like this is not exactly the best way for a person to go. So, with that said, I'll take my leave, and I'll see you later. Bye.